morning, everyone. Virgo here. It is May 5th, 2021. Happy Wednesday to everyone. Well. We have a scenario here. I think you guys are going to recognize this scam. So this is the Philadelphia Inquirer. And this is some news with regards to 5 that have been charged with deed fraud involving North and West Philly properties. The charges come as scammers seek to cash in on rapidly increasing property values in long disadvantaged neighborhoods. All right, after 15 years being served for a murder conviction, Lance Felder went free in 2013 after another man confessed to the crime. Felder shared in a $3 million payout to settle his allegation. He was framed. Now he's facing new charges. Felder, 42 years old, was among 5 people who city prosecutors said Monday had been arrested on charges that they used forged deeds to steal homes. Does that sound familiar? They face counts of fraud, conspiracy, and other offenses in the alleged theft of 11 properties, all but 2 in North Philadelphia. Most of the allegedly fraudulent transactions were certified by notary Demetria Harris Bay, 42 years old, who was also among those charged. Also charged was Harris Bay's husband, Robert Harris Bay, 58 years old. He and his wife are accused in the theft of 9 of the properties. The charges come as Philadelphia continues to grapple with an entrenched scam. Fraudsters who try to cash in on rapidly increasing property values in long disadvantaged neighborhoods. They identify the owners of derelict properties, then forge their names on deeds of sale to themselves or other buyers. Often the sellers in these bogus deals are long dead, as documented in reporting by the Inquirer. When people steal a home or commit deed fraud, they're stealing and taking away from a family's memory and that family's legacy. They're stealing wealth, said State Republican Donna Bullock, who joined District Attorney Larry Krasner and lawyers on his financial crimes team to announce the charges. Bullock, whose district includes, Strawberry Mansion and the Art Museum area and parts of West Philadelphia, said the thefts also encouraged the displacement of longtime residents of gentrifying neighborhoods, since they are often resold at inflated prices that drive up nearby home values. Homes being stolen through this process are part of a bigger issue. At the time of the earliest allegation involving Felder in 2019, he had been out of prison for 5 years and had recently been awarded $3 million, to be shared with fellow exoneree Eugene Gilliard, to settle a federal civil rights lawsuit filed against the city of Philadelphia. Felder and Gilliard had accused former police detectives of coercing eyewitnesses to wrongly accuse them and of ignoring other potential suspects in the murder of North Philadelphia businessman for which they were arrested as teenagers in 1998. The Pennsylvania Innocence Project, which works to exonerate people convicted of crimes they did not commit and to prevent innocent people from being convicted, won Felder's and Gilliard's release after the other man confessed and charges against them were dismissed as they await retrial. Felder came to the attention of police investigating deed fraud in recent years after a woman reported that she checked on the water bill for a row house on the 2800 block of North Stillman Street that had been owned by her deceased mother and saw Felder listed as the owner. Investigators determined that Felder had taken ownership of the house using a deed on which the mother's signature had been forged. then resold the property to an investor for $8,500, according to the police affidavit. Notaries licensed by the state are generally seen as the first line of defense against such frauds, since they are normally required to confirm the identity of the property's seller before giving it the stamped endorsement required by records offices. But I believe it's Demisha Harris Bay, who notarized the deed of sale to Felder, acknowledged to police that she'd endorsed the document without doing so, according to the affidavit. In another instance, Harris Bay notarized a deed for the sale of a property on the 2500 block of West Sargent Street to Felder from a company called S3 Enterprise, LLC, according to the affidavit. In this case, a person named John Wright is recorded as signing off on the sale for the company, but the company's or the property's actual owner, identified in the affidavit as AS, said he hasn't sold the business, or hasn't sold the house, rather, and did not know a John Wright. Attorneys for Felder and Harris Bay had no immediate comment on the charges. In a separate set of allegations, Demisha Harris Bay is accused of aiding her husband, Robert, in executing other bogus sales. In most of these cases, which date back as far as 2016, Robert and Demisha Harris Bay are accused of fraudulently transferring properties into their own names or that of a company that bears their initials R and DHB, Islamic Community Incorporated, according to a separate affidavit. In 3 instances, Demisha Harris Bay notarized sale of documents bearing the allegedly forged signatures of owners of properties on the 4800 block of Fairmount Avenue and 2500 block of West Sargent Street and the 2500 block of West Cumberland Street. In all but one of those, investigators found that the sellers were deceased, according to the affidavit. At 2 other properties on the 2800 block of Chalmers Avenue and the 2100 block of West Clearfield Street, documents recording sales to the couple, were certified by notaries who told investigators that they had never signed off on the transactions. 2 other men were also named in connection with charges against the couple: Damon Omar Urquhart, 41, and Hockessin Dell resident Robert Foster, 54. Urquhart allegedly resold a property after buying it using a deed with a bogus seller's signature that had been notarized by Demisha Harris Bay, according to the affidavit. An attorney for Urquhart, I know I'm not pronouncing that right, you guys, but I'm trying, did not respond to a phone message. Court records do not identify attorneys for Robert Harris Bay and Foster. Now, this was originally published March 22nd. It's being updated on a regular basis, and I will be bringing you more information on this. If you recall, there were several instances where there have been lessons that have been taught even by Sharon Tracy Gale with regards to doing things exactly like this. So we're going to watch it close. That's 5 that are charged with deed fraud. 2 of them very clearly carrying the Bay last name, and as a result, of course, claiming to be Moors. Everyone, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.